a very good evening. So today we will start on a new series, and in this series we will actually go back to basic, if you like. I will be discussing the work done by this person by the name of YHZP. This person, the book was written during the Northern Song Dynasty, and so in short I'll just call it Jiping. And based on Jiping's work is the foundation of what we do today. And of course, one may consider that if you talk about science, we normally say that biology is basically applied chemistry, and chemistry is actually applied physics, and physics is basically applied math. And so that's how we normally say that when one study biology, you essentially, in a way, study chemistry. And when you study chemistry, you are actually studying physics. And of course, when you're studying physics, you're studying maths. And here, in terms of traditional Chinese medicine, so when you are studying traditional Chinese medicine, you are basically studying the 5 elements, which is Bazi. And when you're studying Bazi, basically you're studying Qi. So Qi Tunjia came before Bazi. And when you're studying Qi, you are basically studying I Ching. So originally you can find that so when we look into the work of Ziping, when he basically rewrote certain principles of Bazi, which today, in modern day today, we learn to apply. And before that, of course, there are also other schools which try to also break into understanding Qi. Now, Qi, of course, also breaks into Feng Shui. So that's why it's difficult to learn Qi. To learn Qi, there is the 5 elements where you cover the Bazi. You also learn about the Feng Shui. Alright, so anyway, we are going to go through some of the works to trace back. So we are going to translate some of the literature as we go along. And so in the similar in the domain of science, in the domain of the natural world. So science is the study of the phenomena of the natural world. And of course our topic is on metaphysics, which is then beyond the natural world, and basically it would be somewhat parallel to it. So meta science is parallel to science in a way that body and soul, heart and mind, and so on. Alright, and so here as we look into the study of meta-science, I will of course translate and try to interpret what Ziping has wrote in his book, and also of course many books that comes along. So the literature that I have will come from this book, which I will share with you, the copy. So this is the Ziping book, and in this book of course we will be dealing with has I calculated roughly about 216 chapters. So there are 216 chapters to go through to basically have a complete understanding of Jiping's work. So 216 chapters. So today we will cover as many chapters as we can, and then over the series we will attempt to complete all of them. In fact, in a way, I would have already started with the Heavenly Stems, chapter 4 and 5. And so today we will continue with some of the works, especially when we look into the heavenly branches. So today we focus on heavenly branches. Alright, now before I proceed, this is already an intermediate class, so we have already started somewhere. So maybe let's say we take a look into a person's chart right now on the screen. Can you see the natal chart? So the first thing about Ziping's work is that before that, main practitioners will look at the year that you are born. So the pivotal, substantial work of Ziping is to focus on the day pillar. And so by shifting the focus to the day pillar and to pay that to more or less narrate that the center of the stem on the day represents the day master, and so that is Jiping's work. Alright, so as we go along, what are the first thing to do when we are reading a chart? The first thing, of course, is the focal point. So based on Chipping's work, the focal point is the day master. So the focal point is the day master. And so the first step is to identify the strength of the day master. To identify the strength of the day master is definitely the starting, is the beginning of how we can read the chart. And so here immediately we see that this person represents a sin metal day master. Therefore, the person was led to believe that the chart is male, but here the element is yin, a yin. So usually we consider yin. So when we look at the day master, and the day master it is one of a yin element. So what does it normally mean? So yin element tends to be more introvert. So they tend to be more introvert, and they tend to solve their problem internally. So usually yin day masters prefer to solve problems, to prefer to overcome their obstacles and handle their issues on a quiet side, internal. Because yin normally means non-moving, quiet, and therefore that would be how the day master tends to be. So everything tends to be more inward looking. So therefore tends to be more inward looking. So in the first part, we establish whether the day master is yin or yang. And secondly, we determine the strength of the day master. Here, we have a sin day master born in autumn, in the month of the monkey. Therefore, metal is peak, the day master is prosperous. So we are referring to a very, very strong day master. Now, usually, when the day master is strong and partially rooted, usually this denote that this day master tends to have an internal focal point, an internal focal. Now, what do I mean by internal focal? Now, we can say that there are people who tends to if a person, if the day master is weak, and a weak day master has a tendency to believe, has a belief that the forces are more outside their control, beyond their control. Therefore, they have an external focal. The bad point about external focal is they blame other people. They blame the environment. And the thing about strong day master is they blame themselves. They take it upon themselves to be the focal point. Therefore, a strong day master is rooted, has a tendency to overcome obstacle better, so they can handle clashes better. But of course, a weaker day master tends to be lucky. Now, the word luck tends to be used to denote something outside your control. Therefore, weak day master tends to be lucky. Strong day master has to work for it, something like that. Right. So as we look into day master now, then we move on to each and every element, and we would like to count the element or to see the elements. And straight away, let's start with the day master itself. How many metal elements do you observe? How many metal elements do you see? So the day master is here. How many metal elements do you see? There is one day master. There's one here. There is one here. There is one here. And did I miss anything? Nope. Alright. So we are referring to the metal element. So therefore together they are just a monkey. Monkey is a 4 element. Metal. Alright. Therefore there are 4. So overload. Overload. So furthermore, this is auto. Therefore metal is excessively strong. So if metal is excessively strong, and the study of metaphysics is about balance, therefore here we see that this person would find that metal is is more than adequate. So therefore metal is no longer favorable. So meeting metal is not something that this day master would welcome. And normally when we say metal, we tend to metal may denote argument, confrontation. Metal as in the symbol of a sword, as in the symbol of a scissors, tends to look at things on a legal perspective, and legalistic perspective, argumentative perspective, and so on. Anyway, sin metal in the earthly branch is represented by the rooster, tends to talk a lot. So sin metal has a tendency to talk and talk and talk. So this may be very talkative, very argumentative kind of a person. And metal also means speed. So this person would see things would tend to overcome things in a use of the problem solving, tends to welcome speed in executing. Therefore, that's metal for you. So this shapes the outlook of the person. Now, metal produces water. So where is water? Where do we find water? Okay. Now, if you look at a beginner level, for a beginner level, normally we say that a strong day master means output, wealth, and officer are favorable. So if we say a weak day master, then basically resource and self are favorable. Now this is not wrong, they're not wrong, but they are simplistic, they are very simple. So for beginners, for those who are new to Bazi, that's what we would tell people. Okay, strong day master, look for output, wealth, and officer. Weak day master, look for resource and self. These are favorable. They are cliches, they are overgeneralized. And so now that we have gone through the 10 elements, we have gone through the 10 gods, we have gone through the stems, this should not be used anymore. This is a bit too, basically they are for beginners. Now that you are in intermediate to advanced, you should look at each and every element. And so now as you look into water, what do we have? We have a Kui water here, we have a Ren water here, and what else? Okay, so therefore here we have one Kui water, EG, and one hurting officer. And so two water, and metal produces water. So water is strong, water is young, water is the next element coming in. Therefore, this person has output, two outputs, and it's strong, right? It's very strong. Therefore, this person would have intelligence, because output represents intelligence, output represents creative, it represents EG, it represents the eating god for the Kui water, it represents the Ren water. Okay, now next, after water produces wood. Where do we find wood? We'll find wood right down in the hour, which is then void, which is void. Now, for a male day master, the father is indirect. Well, so therefore this may represent the father. This may represent father. Father is void. Father is weak, because wood is weak, and of course the father is rabbit, and rabbit has an uncivilized punishment. So rabbit has an uncivilized punishment with the rat. This may be a bit more advanced, but we can just come to cover uncivilized punishment. Rat and wood. And because here the father clash or uncivilized with the rat which is on the facade, the father may be, even though it's here, but it may be absent, or it may be somewhat a relationship that is not positive. Not uncivilized punishment is something that denotes negative event, and of course it also push it to the hour. Right, so anyway, that would be representation of wood that you can see, as it is. Alright, and so number one, so we find wood to be weak. Wood is to be weak. And wood represents wealth. And therefore, to this day master, wealth can only be found. So far, wealth is found in indirect wealth. Now, for this strong sin metal, Sin metal, of course, enjoy cutting wood. Scissors, a pair of scissors can cut wood. So this sin day master looks for indirect wealth to make money, speculative, shortcut. That is a kind of things that we can be looking for. So that's wood. So in a way, wood would be very wood is very weak. So wood may be welcome. So this sin metal may welcome wood, and so wood is favorable. Yin wood is more favorable than yang wood or jia wood, because a pair of scissors would find it hard to cut into a big tree trunk, so to speak. So therefore they find that yin wood is favorable. Alright, after wood produces fire. So where do we find fire? So for you to determine whether an element is favorable or not, you look at the very favorable one by one. Don't go with the cliche. Or strong means you like wealth. Don't go that way. That is not wrong. That is what we tell people. That is what we share for beginners. But now that you know the 10 gods, you should then go to measure the strength of the 10 gods. Alright, now fire is going to be here and here. Fire is going to be here and here and here and here. So there will be 3 fire, all pink fire, all direct officer. So no 7 killing. No 7 killing. Alright, now usually we don't like to see more than one. And this is the fasa. So this is the fasa. And as a fasa, this represents what the public sees the person. So this represents your reputation to the public, your perception to the public, the first impression that people get when they see you. Now here, the fasa represents a direct officer, so it gives the appearance of an obedient, civil, gentle person, a person that is cultured, well-mannered, educated, a direct officer. So the direct officer is positive, one of the 3 pressures that Chinese will look for. But here we see a problem. Pink fire can represent the sun, and when it represents the sun, we don't want to have 2 suns, because having 2 suns is like, this is a planet where there are 2 suns. So this is not planet Earth. Planet Earth has only 1 sun. So having 2 suns means having 2 direct officer, would also means having two what? This is not a female. If it's a female, then 2 husbands. This is a male. 2 sons direct officer means officer is things that control you, things that shape you. 2 ideologies. So having 2 direct officers may indicate a conflict between 2 ideas, between 2 pathways, 2 directions. People use the sun, people look at the sun and the moon for directions. And therefore, these are the 2 bright lights, and so that would lead to confusion. It may lead to a bit of confusion. And not only that, this person is born in the hour of the rabbit, because every time you talk about fire, the hour of birth is important, to look into the strength of the fire. And so pink fire should be born during the day, pink fire should be born during the night for them to shine. And these are 2 pink fire born during the dark of the morning, before sunrise. Therefore, you got 2 suns and they are dark. So as a result, this may be read unfavorable. It may be read to be more unfavorable. 5 to 7 a.m. So maybe at the sunrise. So maybe not so bad. Maybe Jenny, maybe not so bad. 5 to 7. So not pitch dark. In the case. So it's fine. But still, these are 2 suns. So not so favorable. So we don't welcome another sun. We don't welcome another pink fire. So pink fire is not favorable. So that's why, as I mentioned, you don't just go by the cliche. Don't just go by the cliche. Strong means you welcome officer. Nope. In this case, you don't. You don't recommend, and you don't welcome any further officer that comes in. Alright, so as we go along, so after fire, what else is after fire? So after fire, we then find fire producers, earth. And so where do we find earth? Okay, so earth is hidden. So we find that earth is hidden, and earth is hidden in both. Yes, correct, Claudia. Direct officer is unfavorable and is weak. So it's weak, and the person shouldn't welcome any more ping. So the arrival of ping will cause the person, in a way, neither here nor there. Neither here nor there. So, become a bit more aimless. Becomes a bit more. So the person should work outside the place of residence. So go somewhere else to work where it is bright and sunny. So if the person is born at 5 a.m., if the person is born at 5 a.m. or 6 a.m. in the US is still dark, then afternoon, where is afternoon? Well, London, Britain. So therefore, somewhere along the line of, so you need to go somewhere where the time zone is more favorable, as it is. Alright, so as we look into, coming back to Earth, Earth is weak, and there's no Qi Earth, so there is no Yin Earth, only Yang Earth. So Yang Earth is weak, direct resource is weak. Direct resource may represent the mother, may represent support, may represent comfort, documents, and therefore here we can find that it's weak, but it's on a growth star. So it's on a growth star, so slowly the relationship will form better. All of that, yes, we do take combinations of all of them. And from what we learned the last time, remember what happened? Pink fire combines with sin metal. Therefore, this one may fail to combine because of the distance. Proximity may fail to combine, and this part may combine. But when you combine with the day master, it doesn't transform. So there's no transformation. And pink fire combined with sin metal produces what? Pink fire combined with sin metal produces water. And water is permissible in the season of autumn. Therefore, this person may have, which is good, because what sin metal welcomes the most is rainwater. Sin metal welcomes rainwater. It welcomes rainwater. Therefore, this combination may be useful. And of course, we shall also move on to the next topic, where there is a combination and destruction. So there is a combination and destruction. No, it doesn't transform. Day master, when you combine, you don't transform. So therefore, you can just read it to be what? And moreover, monkey combines with the snake, also to produce water. So there are water in excessive. So you have to be mindful. First of all, we already see water to be strong. There's one water here, and there's one water here. And snake and monkey combines to produce water. Ping and sin combine also to produce water. And so this chart may have excessive metal and water. Now what happens when a chart has excessive metal and water? What happens? What happens when a chart has excessive water and metal? Prone to depression. Yes, correct. Prone to depression. Therefore, if not careful, can succumb to emotional depression. So therefore, as it is. And metal and snake also destruct each other. And then water clash with fire. So therefore, may lead to health issue. May lead to something related to cardiac, the heart. So this person shouldn't sleep late. If this person play computer games all the time and sleep late, then that monkey and snake transform into water, clashes against the fire. I see what you mean. Correct. Fantastic. So that's also very good. So here we can also see that there's a, what is the water trinity? So you're referring to water trinity, Ken? The water tree combo, what is it? Monkey, Shen, Ji, Chen. Therefore, there's a monkey, there is a rat, and so here there is a hidden. So there's a, later on you can see there's a hidden dragon. So there's a hidden dragon. So dragon is hidden. It's a hidden because the moment dragon arrives, therefore this may be fantastic. And therefore Shen Ji Chen, with this year is the year of the dragon. When the dragon comes, there will be a trinity between the monkey and the rat. So the monkey and the rat produces more water. More water. Yes, underground bonding. Correct. We talk about the underground bonding. Fantastic. Hidden combo. Hidden combo. That's right. Fantastic. You remembered our session the last time. There's a hidden combination between the monkey and the into one. Alright, so this represents a very complicated set of branches. Very complicated because the rat has an uncivilized punishment with the rabbit, while the monkey has a hidden combination with the rabbit. While the monkey combines and destruct the so-called snake, and of course this year, the year of the dragon, forms water trinity. So this year will be abundant of water, for the day master, and not enough earth. The earth is too weak to control. The earth is too weak to control the water. So the mother is too weak to control him or to provide the necessary support. So therefore that will be where, the mother is an indirect word. So earth is useful. Earth will be very useful because earth controls water, and this chart has excessive water. So therefore earth becomes the useful god who needed it. So once again, do not go into the cliche. If you go into the cliche, you will say that strong day master, resource is unfavorable. Resource and self is unfavorable. That's how you read. But here, resource is favorable because the resource is weak and the resource is needed to control the excessive water. Alright, therefore this will be how we can begin. But now let's take a back. We're going to continue with this chart, but as we now cover the earthly branches, so we have looked into the stems. We have looked into the stem combinations. Now we can revisit the earthly combination. That's what we're going to do for today. And well, today let's just do a very quick one. I'm just going to cover 5 chapters if I can. The first chapter, very quickly, every chapter will just be 1 or 2 pages, that's all. So let me just put a check in the box. And in all simplicity, at the end of the day, all these earthly branches falls into the principle of duality, where at the end of the day, it's just 1 and 0. 1 and 0. Now, odd number is yang, and even number, or 0, represents yin. So the origin of all this comes from Yi Jing, of course, and Yi Jing is basically a concept of numeric of 1 and 0, up to 6 placing. So 1, 0, 1, 0, 1, 1. So therefore, we can see that Yi Jing is just a hexagram of 6 numbers in this binary system. Alright, so anyway, this chapter 5 just put up to be very simple. These are the 12 elements, and the 12 elements are all in yin and yang. Now, when we look at divinity, when we apply divinity, now usually people use I Ching for divinity. They use I Ching. So they use I Ching for divinity. And if I Ching is too complicated and very difficult to interpret the I Ching, then some of them will use Qi to do divinity. Then they'll use Qi. And Qi has that quadrant box with deities and stars, and it may also be another complicated set. And so some may use Pakchi to then do divinity. So in Pakchi to do divinity, it is the same concept. If somebody asks you a question and the arrival of the question is now, and you are here to divine, how do you react to this question? And so we can look at the today's chart. We can look into the now chart, and then all these are the elements. And the elements now. Let's come to chapter. Come to chapter 11. Come to chapter 11. So in chapter 11, the divinity here, in its original meaning, is that Jia. Jia means to split. Jia means the breaking of the shell. Because Jia, the symbol in Chinese here is basically a shell, a hard shell, like a tortoise. Therefore, it represents the breaking of the shell. And so, of course, the divinity here, the message would be quite, so-called something that needs interpretation to then give meaning to the question. So it depends what kind of question it is. If the question is more like, I got a job offer, should I accept this job? Then Jia represents the emergence of things through breaking of the shell. So the pathway that you should select is one that can manifest this symbolism of breaking out from the shell. And Yi, of course, means bending. It also means initial growth of things, not yet stretched. And so it may represent something new, something emerging, something new, something emerging. So if let's say somebody comes to you and say, oh, I got 2 job offers. One is an established public listed company. One is a new startup fintech. So which one should I join? Which employer should I go for? So getting a yit, drawing a yit means go for the one which is new, something that is not yet mature. Okay, now ping means something that shines brightly, something that becomes visible. Therefore, that's what it symbolizes. Pink, of course, represents grown up, represents something that is robust. Normally, think also be something of teach, something that illuminate, something that provides guidance. And think tends to enjoy teaching, has the passion to show the world. And pink tends to be, fire tends to be more towards agent of change. Right. Wu Earth represents flourishing, and Ji Earth represents things that have taken shape. Geng is of course to be strong, to solidify. Now, Sin actually in Chinese means suffering, Sin Ku. So basically this means pain, it means torture. And Ren is to conceive, and Gui indicating that has come to the end, that it comes to measure, that means it's at the tail end of the season. Okay, so perhaps one day we'll just go through a chapter. This is still at the very beginning, just to introduce how all these elements comes about. Alright, and again, I'm going to go very quickly here, just for your reading pleasure, because at the moment all these things are still at a very philosophical level, very abstract, very abstract, will require, it only brings meaning if you actually use it to divine, and if you don't, then actually maybe another sharing to focus on it. But at the moment, just to give you what are all these elements about, as it is. Alright, so getting a rat means to sprout. Rat is the first branch, so it's about sprouting and growth. Chou means to twist, to twist the energy, to bend. Yin is oozing out, when it starts to emerge for the rabbit. Chen is to stretch. Snake to rise, to merge, to decline, to complete, to mature. The dog is decline and extinguish at the end of all things. The dog is also October, and normally in the world of finance, we tend to say that October is the graveyard for the share market, in a way. If you do look into all major financial crises, the great crash of October 1929, October 1997 for the ASEAN financial crisis, and also coming to September, October for the great financial crisis of 2008. Therefore, that's where we normally see that dog is an end of all things, especially share market. So it's more like a graveyard. The dog is the graveyard for fire and also for metal, things of finance. Alright, so anyway, that would be just to see that in divinity, if you get a dog, it means the end of it, the end of it. It comes to extinguish, it comes to crash, something along the line. So anyway, we have the pig. Pig means to store, all things are collected, and therefore to conserve, to conserve. Alright, so perhaps this requires a sharing by itself to actually go through on how one can use the heavenly stems to divine, in a way. But it's very seldom used nowadays, because people find I Ching or Qi to be a more popular tool to apply rather than to use this. So because the Qi may provide more valuable information. Okay, a very quick one as we move on to the chapter 12. Now we want to come on into a little bit more. So easily, there are 216 chapters. So hopefully I can finish 3 chapters today. 213 more to go. Alright, now, okay, the next 5-10 minutes is just trivial, just be trivial a bit. But maybe if we understand it better, it may give better meaning. If ever somebody asks you, why is the rat? Why is the rat? Why is it called the rat? Why do we call it the rat? Now, what is the hour of the rat? The hour of the rat is usually 11 p.m. to 1 a.m. 11 p.m. to 1 a.m. So therefore, the rat is where the first quarter of the night is yin, and then the last 4 quarters of the day is yang. So meaning to say that the rat, a Chinese hour comprises of 2 hours, 2 small hours, Celsius. Therefore, the first hour is 1 day before, the other day is 1 day after. Therefore, the rat is like a creature that crosses from one to the next day, as it is. And moreover, the Chinese symbolism for the rat also look into the paws. The rat front paws have 4 claws, representing yin, because 4 is even number. Even number is yin, and their back has 5 claws, representing yang. So that's why the first hour is yin, the second hour is yang. Therefore, the ancient Chinese selected rat to represent the rat hour, to represent the Qi hour, in a way. Alright, and furthermore, as you can see, rat is a yang symbol. Rat is a yang symbol, but the hidden one is yin. So yang on the outside, yin in the inside, and the red crosses from one day to the next. The first hour is yin, the next hour is yang. Front paw 4, back paw 5. And after the red, we then have the ox. The ox belongs to the yin. That's because the hooves are divided, indicating equal. Equal is even number. Even number represents yin. So the ox is a yin element. And after the ox, we have the tiger. The tiger has all yang elements. The tiger has all yang elements. It has 5 claws. 5 claws is odd, therefore tiger is selected. And tiger is ferocious because the 3 elements all yang. So this is a very yang symbol, very aggressive, very ferocious. It has a warrior position. Wu Earth, Jia Wood, and Pink Fire. And then comes the Mao, which is the rabbit. So the rabbit is yin. Again, it has 4 claws, split lip. Therefore, the lip is evened, the claws are evened. Rabbit is yin. Then followed by the dragon. Dragon is yang, it has 5 claws. That comes in. And dragon has only 1 yang element, sided by 2 yin elements. That's this. Alright, the snake is yin. The tongue is split, therefore even number. The horse is yang, hooves are round. Therefore, the hooves are round means there's only 1 for each leg. Therefore, it's odd number. The goat is split into yin, as the hooves are split. Okay. Monkey is yang, 5 claws. Rooster is yin, 4 claws. Dog is 5 claws, and so on. So basically, that's how the origin. So if we need to ask the origin of how these 12 animals have come to become symbols for the earthly branches. Okay, but now of course this is just trivial, and maybe the information is just for fun. It doesn't help us in interpreting anything. But sometimes if there is always a question of why is it the origin, then sometimes we can remember this. Okay, now we want to come on into the earthly combinations. In the earthly combinations, here we want to consider. Okay, here let's us also move along into the part. Okay, more towards a bit more, we have the sun rises with the rooster on the west, and the moon rises in the east, rabbit representing yin yang, and therefore Mao and Yu are considered private gates of sun and moon. Now, yesterday was full moon, and yesterday was also the Chinese celebration of the 7th month, which is also known as the ghost month. And so normally there is also this belief that people who has yin-yang eyes, people who have yin-yang eyes are able to see some of these paranormal things. And so normally people who has this gift of the ability to see beyond these yin-yang eyes are sometimes people who are blessed with private gates between the sun and the moon. And therefore, when it is twilight, of course not all rabbits and roosters can see, but at certain timing of birth, where just as the moon rises and the sun sets, that these people have this ability. Okay, so anyway, that would be just looking into how one can see whether they have this gift or otherwise. Alright, so anyway, these are just a little bit more about, this is a bit more about, a bit more storytelling about the origin of the turf animals. We just wanted to introduce that. And so now let me just come to, sorry. Sorry, so I just thought that I have the, sorry, okay, just let me come to this. I'm going to share this material. I think I haven't checked yet. This is on chapter 6 as well. Okay, so on chapter 6 here, let's take a look into what are the combinations. And so in the first part here, for combination, we have the rat and the ox. So the rat and the ox comes to combine. They comes to combine to form the earth. And this is considered to be a combination that produces stability. So the earth is composed of water and soil. So rat is water and ox is earth. Therefore, earth is composed of water and soil. So the rat and the ox combine to form earth. The tiger combines with the pig. And therefore here, the combination represents growth and expansion. And so one can say that wood is expanding. So where there is water and soil, wood will grow. So where there is water and soil, so therefore the tiger and the pig combines to form wood. The rabbit and the dog. As the wood matures, wood produces fire. Therefore the rabbit and the dog combine to illuminate, so it generate fire. Therefore this represents illumination. The dragon and the dragon and the rooster combines to form metal, and so metal represents consolidation and strength. And earlier on we see that the snake and the monkey combines to then form water. Water represents fluidity and adaptability. And then of course we have the horse and the goat. Now the horse and the goat combination represents the sun and the moon, represents the combination of the sun and the moon. And as I refer to the yin-yang eyes as I talk about, there is also a reading that these people with these two elements of the horse and the moon, the sun and the moon, where the horse is represented by mid-afternoon, the sun, and Wei represents the moon. So this also symbolizes a balance of yin and yang. And so these two elements also would have it. Okay, for the case of Aoyong, your question. Normally it is not rat has neither yin or yang, in a sense that because to want to know whether it's yang or yin means you want to assign it to the 10 gods lah. If let's say for example the snake and the monkey, right? So snake and monkey combines to form water. So you want to know whether this water is yang water or yin water. But to know that means what does water represents to the sin metal. So therefore you want to know whether it becomes EG or it becomes hurting officer. That is why you ask, yin or yang. But based on, I'm just translating Zhiping's work. So Zhiping did not mention that, just mentioned that transform. And so usually we read it primarily as output, as the characteristics of output. you also read the meaning of the combination, which in this case water means fluidity. So that it may then represent something for the person. Okay, so at least this is from Chirping's observation. Alright, so at least that would be just looking into Chirping's work. Okay, now here now let's just go through some numerical. Let's look into some numerical numbers again. Here, based on Chirping's chapter 6 on this book, the numbering system is divided into two groups, where the first represents 1 to 6, and then it comes to 1 to 6 again. 1 to 6 again. And each of these combination will be one yin and one yang. Each of this combination is one yin and one yang. And now, Ken, to answer your question, let me answer your question again. Now using numerical approach. Just now, now to answer your question again using numerical approach, look at the outcome. Red combines with ox. Red is 1 yang, and ox is 2 yin, and 1 plus 2 is 3. And therefore, Qi represents 1 yang, Chou represents 2 yin. Combine number 3. It will combine to either 369, as always, 369. And 3 is odd number, yang. 3 is odd number, therefore it is yang. The tiger is 3 yang. The tiger is 3 yang. Tiger combines with what? Tiger combines with the pig. So 3 plus 6 will form the number 9. Okay. Mao. The rabbit is 4 yin. The rabbit is 4 yin. Rabbit combines with dog. Rabbit combines with dog. 4 plus 5 is 9. 4 plus 5 is 9. The dragon is 5. And the dragon combined with the rooster. So dragon combined with the rooster will then be 5 plus 4 is 9. Then the snake. The snake is 6 yin combined with the monkey, which is 3 yang. 6 plus 9 is 6 plus 3 is 9. And therefore 9 is odd number, is yang, is yang. So there are also people who consider, to answer back to your question, that the snake combines with a monkey represents a yang, represents yang. Alright, and of course we then have your horse. So the horse combines with combines with the goat. 1 plus 3 represents 3. Times 3, as it is. And that is of course also odd number, so all of them represents so that is why some school of thought represents all 3. So anyway, this will be where there's a saying that says number 3 give birth to all things. Number 9 is the ultimate yang number. 9 is the last number. 9 is the last number in our numerical system. Okay, so anyway, sometimes if you want again a trivial answer to how do we determine all these combinations. So essentially the 6 harmonies or the 6 combinations is a point Yeah, that's right. Yang it's just yang, it's just yang, not the zodiac sign, just yang. Red is considered to be yang, yang. It is number yang, Okay, that's right. So in a way, the ancients would draw up the six harmonies based on the position of the sun, and against the Big Dipper. Therefore, it says here that in the first month, when the sun is in the peak, position, the peak direction, the Dipper points towards the yin position, the tiger. So when the sun is in the peak position, the Dipper points towards the tiger. So that's why tiger and pig combines. In the second month, the sun is in the dog. The Dipper points towards the rabbit. Therefore, rabbit and dog combines. And I don't think I need to repeat this 5 times, but that would be just the so-called 6 combination. Okay, so in a way, the origin or the explanation to why these 2 branches combined, then the observation is the location between the sun and where the Big Dipper points. And then each of these combination is 1 yin and 1 yang. So these 6 animals, 1 yin, 1 yang, will always combine. And by following their numerical system, they will always add up to 3, 6, or 9, or in this case 3 and 9. And therefore that is, once again, it goes back to the secret geometry of the 369 and of the binary system of 1 and 0. Alrighty then, so anyway, that will be, wow, so we have covered 4 chapters today. So 4 chapters down, 212 chapters more to go in this YHZP. So next week we'll move along to more of the discussion of the reaction between the animals. We'll go through combinations again, then clashes, then of course to your uncivilized punishment, bullying punishments, harm, in order to get a better picture. According by this time, as we go along, we'll go along the literature for this particular book that we will then translate and interpret. Alright, so that's a wrap for today. I'll discuss with you next week then. Right, good night and take care.